Talk to me, Boulder.
Glad to be back. We never start recruiting, so I haven't left doing that.
The transfer portal giveth, and the transfer portal taketh away. And we all know the Buffs are starting to win in that portal. 3 big pickups over the last few days since I've been out of town on vacation. And man, the portal is heating up. Now that we're in the dead period, folks are starting to commit. One just came down right before I recorded this video, so I had to stop and go ahead and re-record things because this one, to me, is one of the bigger ones. We'll open with him, and we'll talk about the others here on the Prime Time for College Football. This video is powered by our partners at BetUS. Check them out. They're hooking up the gamers. 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 by using promo code YouTube150. All right. We got to talk about these big pickups that just came down, especially the one that came down a couple minutes ago. Again, I was recording something. I was going to record something, getting stuff together as I'm back in town. And I looked up, got a message like, hey, keep your eyes open. A commitment is coming up. I'm like, okay. I didn't even ask who. Just said, all right, I'll let it ride. But it looks like it's a young prospect too. Makes it even better. Tafik Bayard, the safety from USF. We had talked about him. University of South Florida, out of Maryland. He's a 2023 class player. We had talked about him a little bit. And I made mention that he was one that was potentially going to go ahead, and I had a feeling that he was going to commit, and boy, did he. And he's good. Like, he's real good. He's one of the players that I got excited about when I saw that he was even an option. And so, let's talk about him, man. So, Tafik Bayard hit that commitment, man. 6'1", 200-pound safety. As a freshman, redshirt freshman, 54 tackles, 8.5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, forced fumble, and interception. Shout out to Hayes Fawcett for those details. But that dude is a gamer, and he gets all over the place. He's one of those safeties that finds a way to be in the mix every single time a play is coming down. And I'm going to be honest, he does a really good job of adding to the mix. Like we talked about with our boy TJ not too long ago, how Preston Stone at corner, who's playing a little safety, has a chance of coming back because of the new JUCO ruling. But Tafik Bayard could be one that could definitely step in there and take somebody's job. I know that the SEC was after him heavy. LSU had him in and was hoping that he'd be one. They'd be one to win him. But man, he balls. So it was between Colorado, LSU, Vanderbilt, beat out 2 SEC schools once again. Coach Prime winning against SEC, but bringing a kid from South Florida, in which that was the job that Prime almost ended up taking, whenever he was at Jackson State. It was between Colorado and USF, and of course he picked the Buffs, which was a fantastic pickup. I love what Tafik brings and offers to the table. Again, I think he's one that can walk in and take some jobs and start. And his brother played in the NFL. If you don't know, Kevin Byard is his brother, played at Middle Tennessee, and we've seen him floating around the NFL for a bit. So NFL pedigree, he was really good with the Tennessee Titans. So you got yourself a guy that's got NFL lineage in him, and a brother that's playing in the league today. So let me know what y'all think. Hop in those comments. Want to hear from you all. Let's jump into the other 2 that came down on the weekend. But first, shout out to our partners over there at BetUS. They're hooking up the gamer. 150% bonus on your first deposit of $2,000. 125% bonus on your second and third by using promo code YouTube150. And we've got the Alamo Bowl this weekend, and the Buffs are still sitting pretty. Right now, 4-point favorites going up against BYU. So the question is, do you think the Buffs can close and seal that deal? I think they can. BetUS is going to allow you to get into the action. 150% bonus on the first deposit. 125% on your second and third deposits. All up to $2,000. Use our promo code YouTube150. BetUS, where the game begins. So, as I was traveling, enjoying a good weekend with the family, some folks decided to commit right before the dead period. So I can't even be mad about it. I was going to put together a video of people that was expected to visit, and that's my bad. Didn't get a chance to get that done. I had to get some stuff together before we traveled. But hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know I still love you. But there was a big flip in conference that I think will be a pretty solid game changer. Joseph Williams, wide receiver from Arlington, Texas, played at the University of Tulsa. 6'2", 195. He is a freshman. He made that the athletic conference freshman team, and he balled out there. Like, he's not someone that, I don't think he's a fluke. I think he's one that can step in and be competitive. 30 catches, 588 yards, 5 touchdowns as a true freshman, averaging 19.6 yards a catch. Underneath that, he's the AAC Freshman of the Year, and he made all conference honors. He was underneath Kevin Wilson and that high octane offense. He was producing even if the team wasn't going. And so he had interest from the Arizona and Arizona State. Utah is where he committed on the 18th. Then he flipped his commitment around, and now he's a Buff. Can't beat that, right? Coach Prime closing them out, bringing in more wide receiver talent. As you know, you're trying to lose some greats with Travis Hunter, hitting out, bouncing out after this year. But I think Joseph, as a young player, adding Ken with the Marion Miller once he comes back healthy, Draylon Miller coming back, that room is going to be completely solid. And there's a lot of, like I said, good players that the Buffs have been basically targeting, right? So losing aside, Wasim, adding in this player, I think that kind of helps with balancing out that room, and I think that room's going to be good. One other one, though, adding into the trenches, more so for Coach Phil Loadholt, which I think is a huge pickup. Veteran presence, may not have played a lot, but I think as a veteran, he's going to help. You got Aki Ugami. He comes from Texas A&M, another SEC player, pulled up. He's a former 4-star prospect, the number 9 offensive guard in that 2020 class. So far, he only played about 8 games or whatnot, but he's played a few others. But he's been dealing with injuries for the last few years there. And the good thing for him is now he's coming to a place where he'll have opportunity to compete. The Buffs have lost some linemen in the portal, but Coach Phil Loadholt is working on rebuilding that. Losing Ethan Boyd as well as Peyton Kirkland and Yakiri Walker, that don't hurt what Coach Loadholt is doing, because he was able to take all of those transfers, bring them in, build some chemistry, and to be honest, a lot more impressive offensive line than expected, because we all know that was the question about going into this year. Would the line be impressive enough, be good enough to protect Shedeur Sanders? And sure enough, guess what? The line was able to do it. So we're able to see that. I think this is another big pickup, getting a veteran presence on the line, someone that could potentially play. He'll play. He only had 1 year left of eligibility, but that's all that matters. You don't need him to play multiple years. You just need him to be there for another year, just so you can, like I said, have additional depth or whatnot. And he'll be able to compete for time at one of the guard spots. So that is Aki Ugami. You add him, you add Taufik Bayard, as well as huge pickup with Joseph Williams. Let me know what y'all think. We want to hear from y'all in the comments. We'll have another video coming around Christmas time, Christmas morning probably. Spread some Christmas cheer. It's always a plus and good thing to do. And, listen to see the stuff that Coach Prime has done. So make sure y'all hit that bell notification and the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of that. Be right up there, as well as check out the last video I did with my boy TJ. And we talked about Travis. We talked a little bit about the JUCO ruling, all of that. So check those out. And we'll talk soon.